Hey there, Libra. Welcome to your October 2022 monthly reading for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you so much. Let's get to it. A 9-card spread here. And as I said, 9, the Hermit card comes out, which is number 9. So a 9-card spread here for you. I'll pull clarifiers and oracles as we move along in the reading. Like I said, thank you guys so much for being here. I will start going live on a weekly basis. Love the sun in the middle of this read as I finished a class I was taking. And so it's probably going to be on Tuesday. So make sure you guys subscribe with your notifications turned on so that you know when I go live. So let's get to it. Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Happy birthday to my October Libras. I hope you've had a wonderful birthday, solar return. I'm loving it. I hope that you guys are doing fantastic. So let's start off. The beginning of the month is 3 of Cups, the Hermit, Page of Wands, and then the middle of the month is 5 of Cups, the Sun card, and the 5 of Swords. That's 2 5s there. And then we have the bottom of the reading with the Empress card, 7 of Coins, and the 10 of Wands. So your major arcanas here, the Hermit, the Sun, and the Empress. So a lot of beautiful growth and expansion happening for you. I get this energy of having this beautiful, vibrant glow within you, feeling very fired up and happy and excited about whatever life has in store for you. I feel like some of you have been carrying some burdens that weren't yours to begin with. I feel like for some of you, there are situations or issues that you've been that you've experienced in your life that never had any type of closure, that never had any type of resolution. And it's left you feeling as though there were areas of your life that you just couldn't move on from, that you couldn't grow or expand upon. But I do feel like at the end of the day, unless you heal them, unless you understand why you had them there, then you'll always be carrying these burdens into every chapter, every area of your life. I do feel like there is a lot to celebrate, especially if you're celebrating your birthday, or maybe, I just heard of family arrivals. So maybe someone has a child here, maybe someone is expecting, maybe you are expecting, and this is like towards the end of your pregnancy. I do feel this could also be like a children's birthday is what I'm hearing. I do feel that you have a lot to be happy for, a lot of accomplishments. Apparently I can't speak. A lot of accomplishments here. And it starts with emotional and mental realizations about certain situations. I do feel like, I know for some of you, you're like, why is that an accomplishment? Because what I'm feeling here is that for some of you, it has taken you a very long time to come to those realizations. It has taken you a very long time to maybe accept certain truths about yourself or your upbringing or your children or your children's upbringing, right? And I get this energy of taking some time to isolate, to go within and really kind of break things down and try to understand it. I don't get the feeling of you going into like this deep depression, right? I don't feel that. What I feel is, there's a lot of hurt or pain in your heart, especially if it has to do with like a child parent bond, right? Mother child, father child bond. And I get this feeling that there's some closure or resolution or understanding that you've had to do on your own, meaning the other person is not an active part in it. So it could be you having having or needing to heal, or needing some closure between a relationship between you and your children, or vice versa. You were the child in this situation and you can no longer heal or have closure with that parent, right? I do feel like at the end of the day, you're just like, I just want to be happy, and I'm going to find success and happiness and fulfillment no matter who or whatever it takes, right? No matter who is involved, who's trying to block me, no matter who I have to, you know, push away or move to the side, because at the end of the day, I feel like some of you feel blocked by this person or people, right? It could also be like, you know, I feel like mother energy, grandmother energy, could be mother-in-law. It could be, you know, you being the mother. I just feel like at the end of the day, you're just like, I know I've put in a lot of work in myself, in my marriage, in my partnership, in my family, in my children, my relationships, in whatever it is, your career, your education. And it almost feels as though no matter what you've done, it's never been enough. And you just want to be able, I just heard, you want to be able to get over whatever hump or slump that you have felt for a long time. You already have the answers that you seek. They are within. So you must go within to gain the clarity, the happiness, the fulfillment, the next steps of your life on how to seek your happily ever after. I mean, look at that beautiful, beautiful sun card in the middle. The Empress card here. I mean, that's really, you know, saying that regardless of everything, everything that you've gone through, the happiness, the blockages, the joys, the lessons, whatever it is, you still have the power within yourself to make things grow, to nurture yourself, to love yourself. So those of you that do not have a good relationship with your mother, I do get this energy of doing your best to heal those wounds within yourself, to gain a better understanding, not to give them any type of excuse, you know, to make any excuses for their behavior, but to understand why they've said or done what they've said or done, and understand how it's caused you pain or turmoil or trauma or stagnancy, and understanding and knowing that you don't want that for your children, for your family, that you know, now you know what you need to heal, not to, you know, make excuses for them, but to allow yourself to forgive them, because forgiveness isn't about them. It's about you, all about you. A lot of times you have to chalk it up to they did the best that they could. And even if you think that they didn't, maybe you thought they could do better. I'm sure they could. But maybe mentally or emotionally, they were not able to. Maybe they had a lot going on internally that they were not able to provide for you in a way that you really needed as a child. Okay? So keep that in mind. And again, it's not to make excuses for them, but it's really just for yourself to have a better understanding of why they said what they said, why they did what they did, why they weren't there when you needed them. Because again, forgiveness is for you, not them. You really, you know, I feel like they would even say something like, don't do me any favors. And it's like, oh, honey, it is not for you. Trust me. I feel like you would be like, you think I'm forgiving you to make you feel better? No. You're going to find that you are in a better place, a higher level of emotional and mental I just heard alleviation, but it's really elevation, okay? But the elevation in itself has alleviated a lot of the burdens that you've carried. But if you're not careful about fully releasing it and still holding on to just a tinge of it, what will happen is you will always end up circling back to that 10 of Wands energy. And that is what you don't want. You want to fully put those wands down and just say, listen, I forgive you, not for you, for what you've done. I'm not making excuses for you, but I forgive you for me, because I know that regardless of how my upbringing was, I know that regardless of how things have been, how things are, I know that I'm going to do better by me, with or without you. And before I can do that, I forgive you. I'm going to keep moving forward. And so the 10 of Wands is here because you've said enough is enough. I've got to give more to myself. I've got to lay the burdens down, and not to just necessarily throw them on to somebody else's back, but just, you know, to give yourself a break, because you've done the work for yourself. And some of you have maybe felt like you're not seeing results fast enough, but trust me, when you look back at everything, you'll realize that regardless of how long it took you, regardless of how long it took you, you are in a much better place moving forward, okay? So let me pull from another deck here. You have 2 5s here and the sun in the middle. So the 5 of Cups and the 5 of Swords in the middle of the month, but the sun is right in the middle. So it does very much feel like you are really working on yourself and trying to work through your pain, work through your trauma, work through, you know, the negative mindsets and the put downs and, you know, the insults that maybe you've had to deal with growing up. And you know, at the end of the day, you're like, you've already said what you needed to say my entire life growing up. And I'm an adult now, and I'm not going to stop until I find my peace, my harmony, my joy, my contentment, my fulfillment. I feel like you're not going to stop regardless of how you felt in the past. I feel like you're not going to stop from seeking your happiness, from leveling up your life. So 5 of Cups, 5 of Swords. Let me have a card for that. Yeah. It's projection. It's the fact that, like, maybe they feel as though, you know, they couldn't do better back then and they carry guilt. And it's like they're taking it personal in a way where they're saying, oh, so now you're going to throw it in my face. Now you're just looking to blame me. Now you're making me the scapegoat. But I feel like what you didn't know is that they had a very harsh romantic relationship or marriage, maybe with your other parent. But it feels as though there were so many moments of despair that they were almost drowning in it. So emotionally and mentally, they really couldn't be there for you the way you were hoping that they would have. Now, looking back at things, you're more understanding of the situation. However, that's still a wound that they haven't healed fully. And so although you are, you know, in a much better position to forgive and move on and work on yourself, move forward, they have not fully done all the work that they need to, because let me put it to you this way. If they've let it go, if they've healed, if they've moved on, you bringing it up wouldn't strike a chord. Okay? They'd be able to communicate clearly, you know, analytically, to help you break things down and understand, and also for themselves to break things down and understand, right? But if they come back in anger and hurt and pain and why are you doing this to me now? Or why do you have to bring that up? You already know what I had to go through back then. That is definitely a sign that those wounds are still very much raw, open, and bleeding and have not healed. And that is not a job for you. That is a job for them, okay? You cannot make yourself responsible for their healing, but you can most definitely be responsible for your own healing and upgrading of your life and, you know, making better choices in your life, right? It really does open you up to a much better perspective in your life, and makes for healthier relationships and marriages, and just being a much more emotionally and mentally grounded person for your children, if you have some or you choose to have them in the future. Okay, so let me pull the energy oracle for the month. Temple Path. I love it. I can't remember who else got it, but somebody else did have it. Indecision, which is kind of like the 2 of Swords, and the Sacral Chakra, Archangel Ariel. Okay. Now, the sacral chakra, that's also card number 9. Look at that. So you may be seeing the numbers 999. Number 9 may be prominent for you. You may be a September Libra, right? Number 9. But the temple path is really knowing that you are spiritually guided. You have a lot of spirit guides, guardian angels around you at this time. They are really illuminating and highlighting certain experiences, people, places, things, circumstances for you to really understand that you do have, I'm hearing, if some of you doubt that there are spiritual beings, angelic beings, energetic beings that are helping you, that are guiding you, your higher self even. If you doubt it, I feel like they are really making themselves known. As you may be experiencing disturbances in your home or wherever you go, where it feels as though maybe you got a little spook in your home, right? A little ghost. It just feels as though maybe you're hearing things and you're like, who's there? What's that? You're noticing doors being opened, doors being closed, drawers even, or lights being turned on or left on. You may notice problems with, electronics and things of that nature. So I just feel like those of you that have maybe had a little bit of doubt, this is definitely pointing to the fact that you've gotten this far along because you have always had that spiritual guidance within you, the spiritual surroundings around you that are guiding you, protecting you, being there for you. Now you have a decision to make, but you are very much in this mode of indecision. And that could be whether or not you bring something up, whether or not you open up the door to having a conversation with someone. It could be whether or not you just, say, hey, mom, dad, I really need to talk to you about something. And that could be what triggers them, right? That brings them back to that moment of despair from their past, right? And, at the end of the day, you're like, is it worth it for me to bring that back up just so that I could say I forgive them? Or can I just forgive them at a distance from afar? Because if you wait for the perfect opportunity, that's never going to happen, or it can take forever to happen, right? And with the second chakra, Archangel Ariel, this really is about your life force and finding the joy and the happiness in your life to be able to really create the life that you want for yourself, to really find the happiness. I feel like some of you maybe grew up in an energy where everything was always stressful, everything was always dull and drab. There was like no excitement to your life. Maybe some of you grew up, in a lackful environment. Maybe some of you grew up poor or, of lesser means. I do feel like you are now having an opportunity to experience something better for yourself in your life. I just heard some of you maybe seeing like little specks of light or beings of light, like from the corner of your eyes. Okay. So maybe you think you see something or someone move around you, but it's a light being is what I'm hearing. I'm just hearing it right now. That's how you know they're around you. So if it's your spirit guides, guardian angels, just talk to them, let them know you see them, you acknowledge them, and thank them. I just heard thank them for being a part of your journey. Okay, so the second chakra, Archangel Ariel, I do feel like you are going to be experiencing, more happiness, just experiences all around, right? Maybe sorry about that, guys. Maybe, there are things that you become exposed to, experiences, locations, travel, friendships, things to do. You discover new hobbies that you like, or maybe, something new that you pick up that you learn about. I do feel like there is this sense of overall joy and happiness and fun, a lot of good times coming for you, okay? And so, let's see. Okay, look at that. I'm telling you. Okay, so we've got the full moon in Cancer. A personal issue reaches resolution, which I already said that. And a new romantic cycle begins. New moon in Libra. We are going to have new moon in Scorpio at the end of this month. Full moon in Cancer. So a personal issue reaches resolution. This really tells me, that this whole forgiveness thing and making amends about your upbringing or inner child issues or, heartache or connections that you felt that you have been unable to resolve. Maybe you felt like you never had the opportunity to speak up about something, to confront a situation, or maybe you have never had the opportunity to gain closure or clarity or to have a conversation. I think that you're about to reach a resolution situation because you're about to discover a way to heal and close a chapter on your own. So you don't always need the other person's acknowledgement in a situation in order for you to heal and close that chapter. When you say, my healing and my level up is on the condition that this person hears me out, that this person understands what I'm saying, that this person acknowledges and accepts responsibility, that may never happen, because now you are putting a condition on your healing, on the condition that they also heal, so that they can get to a point where they can admit that. And let's face it, there are a lot of stubborn people out there that do not want to do that, okay? Or they just, maybe they're no longer around. Maybe, you know, you've gotten distant from them. Maybe you have no idea how to get a hold of them. You know what I mean? And so this does help you when it comes to romantic relationships, love, partners, friendships. And once you really embark on that healing journey and you allow new opportunities and experiences to come through, guess what? A new romantic cycle begins. New moon in Libra. I really, really love this for you. If you're already in a romantic relationship, or if you're already married, know that this healing journey is actually going to help you better understand why you think the way you think, why you've done what you've done in the past. And maybe now sometime, you know, maybe now you may realize that maybe what you've done in the past, or certain behaviors in a connection were wrong. Why do you know that now? Because, well, now you know better. Now you're healing. Now you have a better understanding, and you're like, what the hell is wrong with me now? Why didn't I ever realize this? Or how could I have not seen that this was wrong, or that this was whatever, XYZ, right? And so it becomes like this new resurgence of love in your life. Beautiful. I want to say, who just had that? Aquarius, I think. I don't remember. Beauty. One more. And the path. I told you, you guys are on this healing path, this spiritual journey. You are definitely releasing anything that you have felt. Another 9, 27 is number 9. I told you guys, 999. This is about releasing and transforming. Allow yourself to release, you know, old thought processes, ideas, you know, other people's points of views that maybe you were raised with, right? That maybe you thought that was the end all be all, the only way to be in a marriage, the only way to be in a relationship, the only way to be a parent, the only way to be a friend, the only way to be whatever, fill in the blank, right? Sometimes we look up to people that model certain behaviors that maybe don't always have the best, you know, positive outcome or the best intentions. So be mindful who you look up to, who you idolize. Definitely feel like there is this energy of releasing toxic habits, thoughts, behaviors, patterns. I feel like they weren't yours originally. I feel like they may have been picked up from other people around you. Maybe this was an old friendship that was like a bad influence. Maybe this was an ex that mistreated you. Maybe this was you know, a narcissistic parent, or someone who was an abusive parent, right? And abusive can be in any way. It could be, you know, emotionally, mentally, you know, physically, you know, domestic violence, or it could be, you know, also someone who abuses of, you know, substances, drinking, alcohol, in that nature. And you know that does bring about a whole other animal into a person, right? If they abuse it. That, you know, that is coming up very, very loud and clear. I feel like if you have felt a lot of stagnancy, a lot of pain, trauma, stuck energy, you're about to release that. And really, it's about to help you transform your life for the better, being able to love and enjoy new aspects, new experiences. I just keep hearing experiences, and I want to say that always comes up for your reading. You know, there's a lot of beauty in your life and within you. Maybe you were told that you weren't beautiful, or maybe you were told that you would never be with someone beautiful, or, you know, whatever. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And so you can make something as, you know, simple as a butterfly be something beautiful, or your sign. I just heard some of you have said, I want to see a butterfly to let me know that my spirit guides are with me, and they're showing up for you. So if you've been asking that, I mean, this is a clear sign. There's butterflies all over this card, but if you haven't, you can ask that and you will start to see butterflies all around you. And no, not just physical butterflies. I mean, butterflies like this in print also count, or on TV in a movie, okay? So as I was saying, it's time for you to maybe take a step back and pour into yourself and acknowledge the beauty within you, acknowledge the beauty within your surroundings, a connection, a relationship, friendships, experiences of that nature. Also feel that you really start to really feel you know, good about yourself and being in your own energy. I do feel like you've gone through this path of looking inward. It's a spiritual path for you. You are very much guided by source, by spirit. You do have spirit guides, guardian angels here for you. I feel like they really nourish you and they encourage you to do better, but you've been ignoring them. I just keep hearing that. You're a little bit more open than before, but I do get this energy of you almost like not wanting to open up that door. So you kind of ignore them because you're afraid it's going to open up a door to something you don't want, right? So let's pull some cards to see how you close out this month and what's in store for you in November. This is the Hocus Pocus Tarot deck. How does Libra close out the month of October? 10 of Potions. Beautiful. That's the 10 of Cups. 2 of Candles is the 2 of Wands, the Temperance card, and the 4 of Candles. That's the 4 of Wands. The 4 of Candles has been coming out a lot for many of you. So the 10 of Potions, the 10 of Cups, I absolutely love it. This is emotional fulfillment, happiness, joy, success. This is, you know, happily ever after. This is embarking on a new romantic journey. This is finding the one. This is, you know, leveling up your romantic connection. Even if you've been together forever, right? Maybe you've been together for 5, 10, 15, 20 years, but it doesn't mean that your romantic relationship or marriage can never level up. Of course it can. There's a lot of, you know, ways to level up your life. Maybe you decide to make big changes in your life. Maybe you decide to retire and just travel, you know, RV life or van life or whatever, right? And it brings the two of you together. There's so many things that you can do in your life nowadays, experiences to be had that can bring two people closer together, okay? 4 of Candles really is like the 4 of Wands, which is union, reunion, celebrations, bringing two people or two families together. You do have the 2 of Candles here, which is the 2 of Wands. That is the card almost of like indecision, right? Needing to choose between two paths, but taking quite a long time to figure out if you're making the right choice, because the Temperance card really is about slowing things down. And maybe some of you feel like, okay, I need to slow down. Maybe I'm moving too fast, or maybe they're moving too fast. Maybe I didn't make the right decisions. Maybe I'm trying to force the issue. And so moving into November, you have the Ace of Potions. That's the Ace of Cups. Okay, I love it. Another 2. So the 2 of Lightning is the 2 of Swords. The 2 of Wands and the Indecision really are, you know, pretty much saying the same things over and over again, okay? And so here we go. Listen, 7 of Wands at the bottom of the deck. That's 7 of Candles. Okay, let me put this here. Love that purple and green. So Ace of Potions, guess what? Ace of Cups. What did I tell you? New romantic relationships coming into your life. Let me move this card over here. Look at that. Beautiful. A new romantic cycle begins, and the Ace of Potions is the Ace of Cups. That is really saying you've got new love coming in. You've got a new romantic relationship. You also have renewed love, an opportunity to renew a romantic cycle, exploring different things together that bring about, you know, this energetic healing and resurgence of love. Again, I told you, 2 of Candles, 2 of Lightning, and the Indecision card. This is a lot of stagnant energy. Like, it's like you're keeping yourself almost stuck, like 2, 2, 2 here, 2 paths, 2 roads, opportunity to make 2 different decisions. So be very careful about how you hold yourself back here, because the 2 of Lightning and the 4 of wait, is this the, no, this is the Nine of Candles. Nine of Wands, right? Two of Swords, Nine of Wands. This is really much about, like, you know that you have been through some tough connections, relationships, experiences. Maybe there's been stagnant energy in, I just heard emotional, you've stunted your emotional growth in essence. And so Two of Swords is like keeping yourself stagnant and unable to see what's out there. It's like a stalemate, like not meeting any type of resolution. It's like feeling like you're done fighting, but what is it that you're really truly trying to fight for? Are you fighting with someone, or are you fighting for something, right? So get very clear on that, because at the end of the day, the Ten of Swords here, the Ten of Lightning, is really highlighting the fact that there is something big coming to an end. So it could be a thought processes, could be, you know, the way you envision certain things, the way you love someone, getting involved in a romantic relationship. Maybe some of you have said you don't want children, and now you fall in love and you realize, oh my God, I think I might want a child. You know what I mean? It's different for everyone, so apply it to your situation. Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you so much. Remember to give it a thumbs up, like, share, comment, and subscribe, and double tap that bell to get notified of all the new readings. I will be going live on a weekly basis, and you don't want to miss that. And I wish you guys all a very happy October. I'm hoping to get the weekly readings out again and those angel reads for you. So keep your eye out for those. Have a great rest of your month. Take care. Bye.